Romania has entered a second week of anti-corruption protests across the country. Huge rallies of up to 300,000 people have been marching through the streets of Bucharest. They are demanding a change of government. Romanians are expressing a wider feeling of frustration, which reached its boiling point on the 5th of February when 600,000 Romanians took to the streets. Let's look at the protests going on in Romania and why the European Union and its leaders are worried. The issue that sparked the demonstrations was a new and stunning example of government corruption. On January 31st, the government issued a decree of immunity for many of its members who had been under allegations of corruption, mostly to do with bribery. The information quickly spread over social media, leading to widespread outrage. Immediately, 25,000 people took to the streets of Bucharest. By morning, 500,000 Romanians were taking to the streets. The decree was seen as the first steps to legitimizing corruption. The order gave immunity to politicians under bribery investigation for sums under 45,000 euros. Hundreds of thousands poured into the streets to protest the government's backwards move on corruption and demand that they resign. On Sunday, Prime Minister Sorin Grindeanu of the Social Democrat Party, who had been in office only a month, repealed the decree. On Thursday, the Justice Minister took the fall for the measure and resigned. But the protesters, aware that this was not a real victory, have continued to stay on the streets, maintaining their rock show-style protest, demanding that the government resign. The government, on the other hand, has blamed foreign interests, multinationals, and has emphasized that the level of coordination must involve some sort of professional organization. In the future, the involvement of the multinationals may become more evident. I wouldn't say that this is the main cause, and people's frustrations run much deeper than any multinational's interests. A historical understanding of Romania informs us that these are the largest protests in Romania's history. The protests represent years of government corruption and false promises. The circumstances have led many Romanians looking for better lives abroad. In the 27 years since the end of communism, Romanians' lives haven't improved in a substantial enough way to satisfy them. Even after Romania joined the EU in 2008, corruption continued to be deeply embedded into the government and society. Many in Romania see this as a moment of political and cultural awakening. The protest movements have been a focal point for art, poetry, and music. Romania's urban young, who are usually apolitical, have been coming out in droves. The Romanian generation born at the end of communism are now reaching their 30s. Tech-savvy and outward-looking, the protests for them were a culmination of a movement that began as early as in 2013. Some suggest this may represent the beginning of a broader politicization of the millennial generation in Romania. The reason why European capitals and political analysts are looking at events happening in Romania so closely is that the frustrations felt in Romania are very similar to those felt across Europe. The millennial generation in France, Spain, Italy, and Germany are much more similar thinking than any generation to come before. They are interconnected through social media, through the internet, in ways that are starting to have profound effects on established thinking. Arguably, as they grow and mature, they're becoming more confident to express their views politically. This is exactly what worries the establishment in Europe. They worry that protests in Romania are the beginning of a wider movement across Europe. The same ingredients seem to be present: that of weak economic prospects, high unemployment, a feeling of misrepresentation, and frustration at ongoing corruption. Romania is a country of approximately 19 million. In one day, 600,000 Romanians took to the streets. If we were to extrapolate these numbers for other European countries, we could have millions or tens of millions of protesters. This would be the largest protest in history. One thing is certain, Europe is at a crossroads, and protests happening in Romania could be a sign of things to come. And this makes the European Union and its leaders very nervous. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I just want to know your thoughts on what's going on in Romania. Have you heard about this story? Are you in Romania? Do you want to share some of your experiences? That'd be great. Just remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon for the next video. Peace.